Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the Mezco 1/12 Collective Alien figure. This is going to be the Xenomorph for the first Alien film of 1979. Now, Mezco specializes in cloth soft goods action figures, and I'm really curious what they did with this alien, as how do you do a cloth soft goods clothing action figure for a Xenomorph that doesn't wear clothing? So really curious there. Now, Mezco does do top-notch action figures, so I expect this to be fantastic. We'll find out soon. Let's go and take a look at the packaging. As you can see on the front, we have the picture of the alien's head. In space, no one can hear you scream. That iconic quote, Alien, 1/12 Collective, Pose, Play, Display. Top says Alien. It's kind of odd. It has that logo from the second film, Aliens, just without the S on the end. One side, got the alien, got the egg, Mezco toys, by collectors, for collectors. Other side's the same thing. At the back, you can see all the different accessories and interchangeable parts, and it looks like he comes decked out with all the bells and whistles. Some different various poses with the alien down there. At the bottom, a bunch of credits, and there is a barcode, although I don't really see how that possibly help anybody. So with no further ado, let's open it up. And of course, I did get two of these figures. Why, you may ask? Well, you can never have just one alien in your hive. So now let's get out of the packaging, and Mezco has some of the most elaborate packaging you'd imagine. So let's unbox him piece by piece. Here's the box, not touched yet. So here's the inner clamshell taken out of the box. You can start to see the alien and some of the accessories. Here's the top layer taken off. Now you can actually get to the alien and some of the accessories. And here's the next layer removed, now exposing a ton more accessories and the display stand. And here's the next layer removed, finally giving you access to the last bit of accessories. So I just wanted to show how elaborate Mezco's packaging is. 5 different layers to get through before you can finally have all your stuff out. Alright, now that this guy out of the package, here he is with all his accessories laid out. He comes with quite a bit of cool stuff and a lot of interchangeable parts. He's got a display stand, a baggie for all your accessories, 2 eggs, one open, one closed, 2 facehuggers, one to attach to a head or face of an action figure, and one totally open crawling around. He also has a chestburster. He's got 3 alternate mouths or tongues, 4 alternate hands, totaling 6 interchangeable hands, and then 2 different chest pieces. But before we take a look at those, let's talk about and check out the actual figure. So let's take a look at him. Now, I was really wondering how they're going to do his body, and I hate to say it. I mean, it looks great, but I'm definitely concerned. Some parts, like his exoskeleton here, it's hard plastic. Other parts, it's like a rubbery material on top of the articulated body. All of it looks shiny, almost like it's wet, which is perfect for the alien. But it's this, I don't know if you can see, you can kind of sort of squish it and move it around. This rubbery material. And as we continue to use the articulation, I would be very concerned how it would hold up over time. But Mezco's top notch. They know what they're doing. So it should be good for years, I'd imagine. Kind of worries me this is how the 1989 Keaton Batman's going to turn out. I feel like I'm not a big fan. We'll see how I feel after I handle this guy for a while. It's like that. Pretty much this entire part of the body. Feet are hard plastic. Hands are hard plastic. His chest, ribs, head. Little tubes on the back also. So he looks good. Transparent dome. You can totally see the skull underneath. You can see those eyes. Looks creepy. Kind of scary. Mouth does not seem to be articulated up. It sure is. You can definitely open that thing up, and that looks great. They really captured the look there of the alien biting you. I mean, the body visually came out fantastic. It's shiny, slick, wet. Hopefully it'll be flawless. So far, so good. Tail also has some sort of rubbery pieces to it. Of course, it's a bendy wire. Overall, I think he looks great. They definitely nailed the look. We'll see how the body holds up as I move him around. And just a closer look at his face and head sculpt. Creepy. Got his teeth. Transparent dome. You can see the skull and the eyes underneath there. But it looks very, very nice. And here he is, broken down as far as he can go, with all of his removable parts detached. Now let's check out the accessories, and let's start off with the boring stuff. He's got the Mezco Ziploc baggie in the front, 112 Collective. Got a place here you could presumably write down the figure. Just a Ziploc bag, but Mezco comes with a lot of nice accessories, so it's nice to be able to keep them all to one place. Now let's look at the display stand. It comes with two separate pieces, the base and the post. When fully assembled, it's going to look like this. The base here is a perfect circle. It says Alien. What's odd is it's sort of done in the style of the second film, Aliens. They had the eye sort of opening up, but it's simply Alien. Then we have this post on here to hold your figure. At the bottom, it can rotate. It's going to be hinged. Hinged in the middle. Hinged at the top. Rotation at the top. Then it has this clamp to hold your figure in place. Now let's look at his hands. He has a total of 6 of them. 3 right hands, 3 left hands. Here he is with his first pair of hands. These hands are sort of semi-open. Then, with his fairly open hands, fingers fully extended, kind of like when he's slinking around the corridors. And here's his final pair of hands. These look to be some grabbing hands. Looks like it's going to be great to grab somebody's head right before he headbutts them. Now let's look at his mouths. He has 3 of them. I've seen these referred to as tongues sometimes. Personally, I call them the inner mouth of the alien. We have a smaller one, a larger one that's longer, about to bite, and then one covered in his drool or goo. So here's his head with no mouth inside. You can see his outer mouth. It's shut. This guy should have 4 different looks. One look like this, with his mouth fully closed. Of course, his jaw does have articulation. Man, that looks really good. Here's the alien with the smaller mouth attached. You can see it's just starting to emerge. And you can even take that smaller mouth and not push it all the way in, have it stick out just a little bit further. And here's his longer mouth. Not only is it longer, but his jaws are kind of open. He's about to headbutt somebody. And it's not quite as stable, but if you want it to be stretched out as far as you can just barely insert it into the hole. And here's that last inner mouth. This one has the drool dripping all off it. Looks fantastic. What a horrible last thing to see before you die. Now for his 2 chest pieces. Now this chest piece here, normal, just rib cage. And this one here has this little thing sticking out, and for the life of me, I am trying to figure out what the hell that thing is. Looks like a little umbilical cord. Now I've seen Alien more times than you could even possibly count, and that definitely was never in the movie. Now I know there's a lot of cut stuff, concept scenes, crab walking, sexual assault, all kind of weird stuff. I wonder if it's from a cut scene, or maybe it's just that grappling hook into his chest at the end of the film when he's out of the space shuttle. I don't know. If anyone has any light on this, drop me in the comments below. I'm a huge fan of Alien. One could even say I'm obsessed. I know a lot of the little extra facts and details, and this does not ring any bells with me. Here's the Alien with his regular chest piece. This is how he's going to look 99% of the time. And here's his alternate chest piece. This has a little sort of weird thing sticking out. I don't know. Still confused about this. And I'm not sure how well this is going to come out on camera, but this little sort of, I don't know, wiry thing, it does have sort of rope texture to it. So I do imagine it's supposed to be Ripley's grapple hook into his chest. Just looks really weird. And honestly, seems pretty pointless to include this alternate piece. Now let's look at his eggs. He has 2 of them, one shut and one open. Here's the closed egg. Detail's fantastic on the side, ton of sculpting, and you can see a nice little paint job where it has the slits at the top. Then we have this open egg. It's even got stuff dripping down the side. The top, it's very shiny, the paint job. It's supposed to be wet. When I first opened it, I thought it had some sort of plastic wrap I had to peel off. Here are these Mezco eggs next to a Neca 1979 Alien egg. That thing is giant. They only made the open one, and it's got that large base with the tentacles. Pretty cool. The Neca Alien is a slightly larger scale than the Mezco one, but I think the difference in the size of eggs is way bigger than the difference in their scale. Here are both these Mezco eggs next to a couple of Neca eggs from Aliens We have both the closed and open version. They're very similar to the Mezco ones, and at least closer than the Neca 79 Alien one. McFarlane also made an egg a long time ago. It's a lot smaller, even though the scale of figures is pretty much the same. And here it is, next to a couple of Neca Alien Covenant eggs. And now, next to a couple of Lantern Toys Alien eggs. Now let's look at these facehuggers. He comes with two of them. One looks like it's crawling around, tail fully extended like a snake. The sculpt and paint job is excellent on this guy. You can see it's got all these dark pieces in the crevices, all the fingers, the sort of spine, kind of lungs. The inside detailing is great. Then we also have this other kind. This one looks like it's going to be able to wrap around an action figure's face, and that is great. Tail, kind of bendy. You can sort of move it around a little bit. Here's the Mezco version of the facehugger from the first Alien film on the left, next to Neca's version of the facehugger from that film on the right. There are definitely some differences here. I feel like the one that Mezco made looks more like the facehugger from Aliens versus Alien. You can see the fingers are very different on the Neca one, and that's a little bit more accurate as I recall. Both of them look really cool and detailed on the inside, and once again, I really feel like this Mezco one seems more like the Aliens facehugger. And here it is, next to the Mafex version of the Alien facehugger. Mafex also made their own version of the facehugger that curls around an action figure's head. A little bit smaller, but very similar. And here it is, with McFarlane's facehugger from Alien. This is a pretty old figure release. And now back to the Neca facehugger collection. Here's Neca's facehugger from Aliens. You can see that is definitely the facehugger that Mezco released. It's got the two fingers in the front pointing straight out. The overall fingers are smaller. What do you guys think? Looks like Mezco messed up and gave us the Aliens facehugger with the Alien Xenomorph. And here it is, next to Neca's Alien Covenant facehugger. Then, here it is, with Neca's Alien 3 Queen facehugger, or Super facehugger. And now, next to Neca's Kenner Homage Queen facehugger. Here it is, next to a McFarlane Dead facehugger from Alien vs. Predator. Then, next to an older Kenner facehugger. And now, next to a Lantern Toys facehugger. And finally, next to a Hasbro Alien Resurrection facehugger. Now let's check out the rolled up facehugger. Let's see if we can attach to some action figures' heads. And let's start off with these Mezco 112 collective figures. And would you look at that? Seems to fit pretty good onto a Mezco Commissioner Gordon. Regular guy with a facehugger attached. Kinda gives me hope they might be planning to make some human figures from the Alien franchise. Fingers crossed. John Constantine has a different kind of head. Commissioner Gordon has the head and neck as one piece. Constantine simply has the head and the neck stays onto the body. It also works pretty good with him. The Joker's laying down. He has his side eyes going on, kind of pretending like he doesn't see the facehugger, but he's well aware, and he's understandably curious. Big smile on his face for some reason. I can only imagine what's going to come out of this. And that's where this little bugger comes from. And I can only imagine if Batman getting impregnated, the alien that would emerge from him would be really good at killing things, really good at what it does. And I wanted to see how this thing would work with my Neca Alien figures. I have a Ripley from the first film and the second film, and then a Colonial Marine. Let's check it out. And while it does work, it doesn't work very well. It's mostly because her hair's so big. And the same thing with Ripley from the second film. While it does work, it doesn't look quite as good as it should, and the fingers are getting stretched out. Her hair is just far too big. And it works great with this Neca Aliens Colonial Marine Hicks. He has a little bit more of a normal-sized head and hair. So here's the Chestburster. Small, has kind of a snake-like body. Sculpting, paint is nice. Maybe it's covered in blood or just emerged. You can see its mouth. Little small hands there. Once again, I kind of feel like this is the Chestburster from Aliens vs. Alien, although they're very similar. The differences are more noticeable with the facehugger, so it really doesn't matter. Here it is, next to Neca's version of the Chestburster from Alien. Very similar to the one from Aliens, although you can see the mouth is a little bit different, the arms a little bigger. Then, next to the Chestburster from Aliens, like I said, it's a very similar design. The mouth is a little bit different, the hands are smaller, more in the middle. And here it is, with Neca's Alien 3 Chestburster. This is actually the queen that was emerging from Ripley's chest at the end of the theatrical cut. Biggest difference, it has that crown up top. Then, next to a regular Alien 3 Chestburster. Well, this one's also the queen, and it's from the logo of the film. And now, next to Neca's Chestburster from Alien Covenant. It came out a lot different than the prior installations. Here's this Mezco Chestburster next to the Mafex version. It's coming out of a puddle of blood. You can sit that right on the chest of an action figure. Pretty cool effect. And here, with the Hasbro Chestburster from Alien Resurrection. Very large accessory. Then, next to a Queen Chestburster from Kenner. And while not exactly a Chestburster, here it is, next to a young Queen from the Hasbro Alien Resurrection collection. Now they've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories. Now let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, standing at about 7.8 inches tall, which can translate to just under 20 centimeters. Now to check out his articulation. My first thoughts were, I wasn't a big fan of the rubber skin, and I still have mixed feelings. But like I said before, Mezco are the experts. I really doubt they're going to put some stuff out that's going to deteriorate over the next couple of years. But time will tell. So starting with his head here, of course, can rotate from side to side, can look up and down, ball joint, tilt a little bit from side to side. Pretty good range of motion, especially for that giant head. His jaw's articulated, opens up, you can put the different mouths inside. Looks fantastic between the teeth, the jaw, all the sort of tubes and wires. Going further down, shoulders on a ball joint, goes out more than 90 degrees, up, down, around, all that good stuff. Underneath, he does have sort of rotation in the middle of the bicep here. Elbow goes up, looks like about 90 degrees, maybe a tiny bit more. Plenty of rotation there. His wrist can rotate, hinged, ball joint. Ball joint his torso, rotate around no problem. Now he can go back quite a bit. He can go forward, nice amount too. I don't know, it feels kind of weird. I don't even know how to explain the joint. I guess it's a ball joint, but it's very tight. Feels like, yeah, you can get some rotation there, but it's all stretchy. It's not going to stick. So your articulation is going to be right here. Legs, complete as a splits. Of course, you can't see any of the joints. Very seamless. Forward, very tight all the way. Back, not much. Feels like there's definitely rotation right here. Knees, I guess they're double jointed. They seem to just keep going back. And his ankle, rotate, forward and back. A little bit on tilt and rock, ball joint, and it does feel like there's another bit of rotation up top here. His tail, of course, it's a bendy wire. You can really move it around. Bendy wire all the way through. Here are both of my Mezco Alien figures with all the relevant accessories laid out. Eggs, facehuggers, chestbursters. Figures do look fantastic and the accessories are awesome. Now let's check them out. Next to some other action figures. Starting off with some other Big Chap figures. And you're about to see the most insane Big Chap collection out there. Almost all the companies that make an Alien figure, they test the waters and start off with a Big Chap, Alien from the first film. A lot of companies don't move on to making Aliens for the second or third or fourth film, etc. So my Big Chap collection is giant and it's insane. We'll start off with some of the smaller ones I have and work our way up to the NECA version. I'm really curious to check them out next to each other. So here are the two Mezco 112 Collective Big Chap figures for the first Alien film. Here they are, next to a couple of Figma Big Chap figures. And here they are, next to a couple of SH Figure Arts or SH Monster Arts Big Chap figures. Both the Figma and the figure arts are a little bit too small for my tastes. Something I was a little bit worried with the Mezco one. It's labeled as a 1/12 collective figure, but the alien is a lot larger than a man, so I'm really pleased with how they came out. Much taller than a regular Mezco figure. After we check them out with all the aliens, we'll check them out with some other Mezco figures and NECA human figures. Then, next to a couple of Mafex alien Big Chap figures. The Mafex figures should have been awesome, but they just fall apart so easily. Ends up ruining the entire figure. Can't enjoy it at all. Here are these Mezco alien figures, next to a few McFarlane Big Chap figures. And here they are, next to NECA's first Big Chap figure. This is when NECA was first making Alien Predator figures. This figure predates even their first series of Alien figures. He's a little bit less articulated than the later Big Chaps, but the head sculpt is sick. Then, next to NECA's first Big Chap figure, I believe this is in Series 1. Great figure, articulation is enhanced, size is good. They've definitely improved on some of the later releases. Mine is quite loose at this point. The next Big Chap NECA released is this all-black Big Chap. He has an all-black dome. This is actually a Kenner throwback. It was a Predator and Alien 2-pack. So they made a Predator and Alien 2-pack here. That was the only way to get this all-black version of the Big Chap. I believe it was a Toys R Us exclusive. Years later, NECA revisited the Big Chap for Alien's 40th anniversary collection. They made the Ultimate Big Chap. It's more or less the same figure, but there's added articulation, and the sculpt and paint job's a little better at parts. I got 4 of those guys. They also made this Big Chap with a cloudier dome. I believe he came in the 40th anniversary wave with Ash and Kane. And here are a couple of NECA Bloody Big Chap figures. They were part of the NECA Alien 40th anniversary collection in the wave with Brad and Parker. And then some more Big Chap figures. These have a lighter, more translucent skin. I think there was some sort of concept version, although they weren't the only concept version that NECA made. These are in the 40th anniversary collection in the wave with Lambert and Ripley in spacesuits. NECA also made a couple of these glow-in-the-dark green Big Chaps for the 40th anniversary collection. They were some sort of San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. And I mentioned another concept alien earlier. Here are some of the concept aliens. These are more or less white Big Chap figures. This is how the alien was originally going to look before they redesigned it and made it black. On the left, those are based off the original Big Chap body, and on the right, those are based off the Ultimate Big Chap body, part of the 40th anniversary collection. They're in the wave with Ripley and Dallas. And now, with a couple of Kenner homage throwback Big Chap figures. These are Big Chap figures repainted light blue, a release that Kenner did many years ago. And finally, here they are, next to a couple of red Big Chap figures. These are from the Genocide hide, from comic Aliens Genocide. Here are all of my dark Big Chap figures. I warned you, it was going to be insane. And here they are, next to all of my different color variations of Big Chap by NECA. Taste the Rainbow. Here are these guys, next to a NECA alien from Alien Isolation. This guy is nicknamed Stompy. It's not the Big Chap, but a very similar design except the feet. Then, here are these NECA aliens, next to NECA's Alien Collection of Humans. This is from their first offering. Later, they did the 40th anniversary collection and added more characters. They actually scale up pretty nicely next to this Mezco alien. And now, here are these Mezco aliens, next to NECA's humans from the Alien 40th anniversary collection. Now, it does leave a bad taste in my mouth, as yes, they made all the characters, but my collection will never be complete until they give us Kane, Dallas, and Lambert in their Nostromo flight suits. Come on, NECA. Obviously, you have the likeness for these guys. Finish the collection, please and thank you. Now, there are some other NECA figures that are kind of similar to the Big Chap. From the left to right, we have Xenomorph that came in the Burke Xenomorph 2-pack. It's on an Aliens Xenomorph body and has a smooth dome instead of the ridge dome. Then we have the smooth dome alien from Alien vs. Predator. Then the smooth dome alien from Alien Covenant. And finally, another smooth dome alien. This is on the Alien Resurrection body and is from the Superman vs. Aliens 2-pack. Now let's check them out. Next to some NECA alien figures from each of the different Alien films. Here they are, next to a couple of Neca Ultimate Big Chap figures. Then, next to a couple of Neca Ultimate Xenomorphs from Aliens. And now, next to a couple of Dog Aliens from Alien 3. Here are these Mezco Aliens, next to a couple of Alien Resurrection Warriors by Neca. And here they are, next to a couple of Neca Alien Warriors from Alien vs. Predator. Then, next to a Neca Alien Warrior and Pred Alien from Aliens vs. Predator Requiem. These are some older Neca figures that predate their first series in the Alien line. Neca's promised to revisit these guys, but that was many years ago. I hope in the near future we'll get an ultimate Alien Warrior from Aliens vs. Predator Requiem and a deluxe Pred Alien. They also need to give us that ultimate wolf from the Predator side of things. And now, next to a couple of Deacons from Prometheus. And here they are, next to a couple of Aliens from Alien Covenant. Then, with a couple of Neca Ultimate Predators and some Neca Engineers from Prometheus. Here they are, next to some more Neca Human characters from their Alien lines. And then, next to some more Neca Humans from their Predator lines. Now let's check them out, next to some other Mezco figures. Here they are, next to the recently released Mezco Predator. Scale it pretty good, Alien's a little bit taller. Now we know they're making the concept Alien by Mezco, the lighter white version. And I'm betting these guys are probably going to sell good, and they're going to give us an Alien from the second film, and the Predator from the second film. And here they are, next to some more regular Mezco figures. Then, next to several different Batman Mezco figures. And here, next to some Mezco Batman villains. And finally, next to some Mezco female figures. Overall, these are some pretty nice Alien figures. Now, I do have some concerns about the rubber sort of overlay. It makes the figure look visually fantastic. He looks like he's wet, slimy, the joints are seamless, you can't see any of them. Just concerned with how it is going to hold up over time. But I do trust Mezco, so I'm really not very concerned. A couple years from now I can speak to that, but I can't now. It does feel pretty good, feels sturdy, nothing feels like it's going to rip, has a lot of give to it, it's not super tight. So assuming everything works out in the long run, definitely some nice figures, visually hitting all the marks. The accessories are absolutely fantastic. Here's Articulation. It's pretty much everything you would need for an Alien figure. Yeah, there's some stuff he can't do, but I don't think he really needs to do those things. Sculpt and paint job are excellent, top notch, no issues there. If I had to rate this guy, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Very nice figure, and I hope they do one from the second film. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say with the video, add it in the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will talk to you guys real soon.